Mufwa, Otenbema. What you say? Yes, you know. So Obia and Coca. Obia be try say Obebon Hombai. Omo overwhelming majority in Tino. I said they take minority for no presence for granted. Omo just say Omo ebo who the rules Omo ba on be chassis. So big push. 10 billion. You reset it. A mindful frontier be a 24-hour economy. But what when you compare directive principle of state policy no more? I heard a show and some of Babeka. And T Nanka wo say, Sansem no, Obabeka saying. And some be wow, I'm more.
I was here for your movie be a quaba, na yam for Bremega TV and platform way as well. Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu ankane Emrashibidweni at the Maswami constituency in the Ashanti region. Na onipaya sukroya na oye dom dodwoba no deni brana MPP amayiko no ewa aban na orewe aka nsem bebre e dia form party ne eho wa cheche nsem mu e dia kire e dia form party ne eho na ochemu a MPP as a political party enche yinim say na omo ba bekwa Akwatia na yakwa akoto aba by election ina NST ya okumi nyankopon oto ne nsafre no ya a sebi abusi binyado na hombobia enyanso ya na eno ene behia se ombeyi MP fufuro no kiremu ade si ewa blekuma north no eno amomo adom ho so no monso mokono omonso ebe make sure say ombe prepare yentie nsema Kyei Mensah Bonsu editu ebia ewo asase pa radio in fact nsema editu da yentie bi
Mufwa Otenbema. What you say? Yes, you know. So Obia and Coca. Obia be try say Obebon Hombai. What you say? Now if I say be a process for no so bit me sintemu ama bibia emma. But I want to believe say a bino or teho no control sa police force no ne the tax of the NDC amko yes and when ya say baby anka. And then it's ya. One hwe na eho yankotia sempa ye bompa ye say ensisa but say ensisa no I was say President Mahama by whatever means say through the Minister for Interior who say or no also be ba bontia be kasa on finance form say ne be ya ade be kyen no o man kote asemo a e be bu nkama fa yeso
right yeah that's what my imra subject now meka NDC for any two-thirds majority e basa a day neka a bemedum kumano the mighty minority no ejuma yediana.
Oh, same penny say enso me nipa na. But see numbers count. I'm saying na in prepi nipa be kan. I'm sorry. Send you working ya yi e friend say. Send you working ya yi e dom no say ese wo ya no ma na afre ya no. Nti say wo ye bibi na wo chine ni beni wa na wa bem kre ye bu
wo kwaye mutuhu na nipa ma
ya no ade ato beni wo na so bi ama me bo wa ya na mu odin kakra but in parliament say omo mo ho no say dom no sampo na say ye dodo ye ketiwese amutimi ye ade ma na esi epi esita. Let's not forget 1992 ye to aba MPP ne kuno akano a boycott parliamentary elections no. Samre in parliament there were only 2 minority voices. How Yakubu ne was it in Debugri? And that's actually no actually what the end by I think it was how Yakubu. And say in Debugri and a bar first time. There were only 2 people. And yet they registered their voices strongly in parliament. 200 member chamber no. Na 198 NDC egal any NCP nipa minupe but na Ghana 40 nsema ekoso parliament enye ye ba any 61 ye ba 1997 no 200 na MPP for 61 no o here in percentage terms na ye about 30 almost 31% sanya any etepepepe about the same percentage. The good thing for us was that any pensia no more other parties and be calm minority caucus no
in 1997.
In 1997.
Okay.
And my 67 but MPP for Nankasa 61. So time make us a number no even with the 67 no NDC 2/3 no, they were short by just one. But 1992 there no we 98%. What you say? Nti ebia na ompese me ebia nka ombetimi aye. But sometimes you are restrained by public morality. So the way they me yen say be too much. What you say? But you see constitution mu no and never be require 2/3 no. Near a border on constitutional change. We'll be here after that. The parliament, the president will be a referendum.
Okay.
The 2/3 no, and yet that's significant. You may get the approval from parliament, but so because oko implemented, they are just oko referendum. Unti easy. The Abani may not even think of doing anything. What I say? The near my between the IE Ibia and saying a Kufuado Bre was justices, and through the judiciary. One Casa recommendation, Judicial Council recommendations through the Chief Justice Amade Baye say emfa enipa no nko edunson. No me edunum. We say emfa nko do edunson. President Mahama using the minority caucus at the time no say no. Number no do so no do. Chief Justice e can say we hear 17 no because enema e wo ho no do so. Now the number 15 no they cannot empanel more than 2 groups because
at the same time
no 5 members minimum. And it is offer a 15 which includes the Chief Justice on normal cases no on panel no ho. Like I say 2 be more 10.
Yeah.
Na 4 no eti say be obi yare na akore place no. So and this idea they could only impale 20 workers say nkan for 2 nkan no ntimi 3 panels. And then President Mahama public space what can say number the doors no do. Then you come 7 at once. Oh sani ma no e be du akire Ghana for be kan nyina bom no because panin wodi show jana num no kasa akire Ghana for. So nti obehu se wota sene maako a obehu se niam bebre enkoyi anase bia panin no wa ma no kra na edi. But these are early days.
January 7, 2025, na 9th Parliament a chassis. Your general assessment of the 9th Parliament. Those say omunkondru bebia.
Oh, say Sanya Yekin. And I'm say omo overwhelming majority intino. I said they take minority for no presence for granted. About the team percent per year. Oba say you better aba. Oto aba na obeka wasem enso bia unya ayi support no. Na e bia ya toba no munya. Nti almost bibi opeso ye bia no betumi aye. Because most decisions in parliament are just simple majority. To say huge number no. Which may any ope. Ya na ayi the other majority groups in say. And now say president offer majority of ministers from parliament in Tino. So number no was so crampona. Be ministers in free moon unya wo mo brebia or parliament no. On a typical day we have majority for no abe minority. But with this huge numbers no there. Omumpo free moon.
Still now they have
the numbers. So I'll meet me dominate debate and everything. One can hear cry speaker because we are say that is the reality of the times. But I would urge a minority for say omunyina painting. Niema see 6 months a year titru budget. Ato de buy more approval ye. Budget no na uhwemu na enye inspiring. So because niema wokohwe manifesto no ane wo mu no a omo say omo ebo ayi ehu de ro so omo ba ombe chance. So big push 10 billion ya reset o man for front ye be 24-hour economy e be sini kura obi ntimi nchirem 10 billion no efa na ko free asi akana sa o se be women's banking afei ko wi achira was me 50 million chance. When you know say we establish a banker a 400 see capital 400 million and a working capital. And yet, all this is dying. And I say, what they call renting a dying. They bought for 2 Casano with 50 million. Now, I staff what they call any offices, say, me, you put now on cry ha, or be called regional capitals, 50 million a day. It can't do anything. Anything share at the Nase. Cry. Oh, so all these things are Nanka we expect to say a bit timid and punto about man. Now, Tim say, I say, budget, it was just to stabilize the system. Then came President Mahama, the message on the state of the nation. You see, message on the state of the nation, so what a provision now, a war constitution, was it the president shall present at the beginning of every year, a message on the state of the nation. And some women know the constitution, nonka. But what when you compare directive principle of state policy no more, I heard a show and some of Babeka. And T Nanka wo say, San Semno, or Babeka saying. And some be wow, I'm more. And in debating Sanimano, now Kofaba say, and some constitution is show, Sebia, also because I say me. Article 34, clause 2 of the constitution, or see the president shall report to Parliament at least once a year all the steps taken to ensure the realization of policy objectives in this chapter, and in particular, the realization of basic human rights, a healthy economy, the right to work, the right to good health care, and the right to education. Don't forget some more banana, or say free senior high grade between. So you want to compare a small kind of manifesto, what kind of public platforms we need the message on the state of the nation. Or say, a healthy economy also be a big push or the 10 billion beba or buy and one
24-hour economy
or buy or mechrim dinanka u jaji no based on sawe so what I say
constitution na just one me
can be and going forward and nema woka na how man bia ye be trouble the concerted effort they managed to get civil society organizations, trade union congress, employers association, even the men of the pulpit, academicians. 2 weeks and me akotoabo na demonstrations koso. And the galam say ne omoka ho asem no. A peja ne mu chen akufo adobre. Where are the pastors who spoke against it?
Is it because a
journalist omukasa no mukasa tia no omwe civil society organizations omwe academicians no muka ho asem no omwe all because of strategically John Mahama kofuna no mukasa tia no afro no man position even within the media front no wakofa we na media offices no. So no cover away from Joy, or cover away from her, cover away from her. And you as you be to her. Sympathetic media houses will be in a gentle working in Meso, many be a nature near Dumiso. So those of them, the voices are no more criticized by now. Even civil society organizations who spoke against Galamsey, where are they? When you know, so they know a move pejamo. Now, they're not here, so, or Manchester, I know. A bit baby no. Na ye ding. And na many Madame Fubi na me can be bitches. So President Mills, all because na ene na woda. Entina me ka so President Mills a kai meninua a ojira homa a kei.
Yeah.
On 3 occasions Okofa Commander Sugar Factory and wasn't by Parliament. And then where is he? Where is he? I feel the Ojai Kasa or Commander. Said no, a priority for his people. Where is he? Well, factory, President Mills, President Mahama time, and they shall see you.
Yeah.
Think can be and say, and the MP before buying, no man yarding who Bibi Cassibia. Into what bay, yes, I could shame Kana as a day. I feel you, I feel to me, are we being truthful and candid to ourselves as a country? And assessing. And I say political opportunism and
yet goodwill na party na enjoy because who take Ghana for be more goodwill NPP for because NDC still more goodwill yenya or more for some time. One is still na say goodwill no.
Oh, na Akufo-Addo baye first time no. The first time he contested John Mahama in 2016 now, or when I'm talking about say after the two had completed the 8-year tenure of the Mills Mahama administration now, when he contested, he beat 1 million votes. So it was unprecedented. By the time we now you call Parliament 2-3 months, I shall say, oh, Ghana from them here, Matom color TV, Akofa black and white. Never. And it is saying so because say the goodwill and then goodwill is important. But you see I grow ebeswa if you are not pa. And I dare not say a chiano and share say Anthony in Temoa.
Enyi wi antimi ntene bi.
Enyi wi a untimi ntene bi. And amamu no omuma NDC fo. Obua ma man Ghana. Se bibia nko yie na say goodwill ntimi enka. Ebe wi e no. Wo tene no a na enye yie. Tina media me fi se nia obia be hu na enko yie no. Omman mpie na no ne nyina ehu se da mekae no oman no ye nyina ye man ye aye man nyina anye ye nso a na se bo a ebebogu ye nyina yiti so.
Right, minim say ye to abawie na aban foforo ba transition ekoso kwan ye fa so ye transition no ohun say emra so say ye sakra mu kakra na because ye transition ni wi a aban a wo fra kunwa so ma aban wo betra kunwa so hu ABCD enkrofo dodo a fa mo adwumam ani asumasi na serve wo ha bibia ye ma aban na ehu but aban ba ye still no aguso eyi amanfo adi wo yi amanfo adi. Does it mean say transition time no ya no man kom yi anade na ye ba?
Oh well, me dey e fe na say wo mo a aban so wo yi wo mo adi no elmini ade no e hadwen obi ya fa na adwuma mu wo se oyinedi ye wo mra wo man mu mra no wo hwe ye mra wo se I'm talking about Article 191. Or say a member of the public service shall not be dismissed or removed from office or reduced in rank or otherwise punished without a just cause. Just cause ne say. Just cause ne say obi abanyo dwuma. Wa ya de bia emfa kwam. Ya teba sonfo ya hwehwem ade na bono. Wo yi na dia.
The Kwanswana.
The Kwanswana no. Obi ye adwuma as a public servant. Now aba also akoyi ni pakone dia. Look, I'm telling you, mark it on the wall. When 3-4 years from now, the judgment debtor mema Ghana bayetua.
Ghana betua judgment debt.
Absolutely. No more court na ewo no. Very soon, a lot of them are going to join ranks. E wa bi ense wa pack court no with nkrofo a. We are sending a be on follow up. In due time, in the fullness of time, was I feel I may become myself. Maybe bo or my Ghana for nothing. Rama you no. Who's I replace you more? I will be any say. Who person don't go for question won't know yes. Are you doing justice to more or my concern the Ghana for Anna? Indeed, that is my fear. Say yen shahoni. Yen shahoni say Omwa ya fa womo in the public service no mo mra se untimi winedi that's what so me hu se onkrofo boni enwu otiase boni enwu this will commit any crime against any individual so let's say what do call court na ebia why process na wi wan follow up asem no omo betima ko faba ndi me ehon me fear say yenhwe niema yi because this country doesn't belong to just one party, it belongs to all of us.
Right, yanko atemu admanum kakra ne yenhwe the position of the AG yeto abawie na AG no start say wo drop cases to me NDC 4 year involved enti Sedu Agongo ene opuni de wo drop ye Siama de wo drop ye drop here recent one Dr. Kwabena Dufo banks ahodo a egu ye na ban ni discussion mu still a call form na ban ne keka bo mu and as some work can say Dr. Kwabena Dufo atwa 60% of a car na wode no e dia ma state ni ntino wa drop case no insa ho ben na etwa dia mayen
Well, Dr. Dufo, the assembly call court now say onifo onye boni. A call a chino on a fee me fan say the court for because a plea bargaining. Ebemu say I magiatum na metua sikana. Yamane mre. And also mobile with tuya or hanchi modusia. Wahanchi modusia na wetuano. Aka wahanchi moduana. Ɛno mpo no nziwo meka ho ka no abotene ɛna wɔsi otua 60%. Ndi otua 60% no 40% no yɛ ne den. Wole che no mani sika no yɛ de ache no. Dr. Dufo oyɛ mi wo fapani. Osa yɛ mashareba. Ndi asemi bi ha wo ka ya na
dua batabo
na me ka ye kana nso asem no ho mpeni se de ade no hye no so afa nhye ho a efito nti ho de meka se atene general wa anya de menani ya adwen because see ayi esa wutwa to ho no efa se obi kobo kro no na akofa 80 million akofa 100 million na wo ho so ai ade no once me fire nanka me de koye wi na anye yi ade na me discount kura koye na cabin ni me fa 100 million de me tua 60 million also why with the 60 million about ya and asem ya drop no. Where does this happen?
That means a be pave way for volcanic looting e wo my Ghana
man am e fa na we see nso so de bre o man no nyew nso so de bre o man no enye yedi oman ne hye wonsa president mahama yedi oman ne hye wonsa no oman yimra hye yemra pon ese de oman hye wonsa yihia ne ma miensa that you deepen the liberties of Ghanaian. In other words, you entrench the rule of law. The constitution and it's the very preamble of your constitution. Say also the system of governance eba and no ebe deep in the rule of law.
Mrabe
juma. What you say? To you say dia o mamranye enye juma. Like you say wo no what tumra. O man no ayi ye the constitution share wonsa udi nse so the constitution be ye juma anopa ewia ene enwumre ne anajo. Nsuo mu opebre mu udi be ye juma no. Ye hwe ne trodo pa constitution na so ya ushaye no umpo wabu ushaye no so. What you say? It is a very serious development na eba no. And ye hwe yi.
Now say NDC for be justify say age no constitution no man ho kwan say obe discontinue case a oni interest wo mti no o mu hu ba bia age no afom.
Constitution no emma Attorney General.
Article 88 of the Constitution.
Yes.
Okay.
Attorney General discretionary power. So to continue or not to continue. Any case. Until you see, and yeah, hono enkwana obe justify the Attorney General na ye. You must rather look at Article 296. 296 and say, where in this Constitution or in any other law, discretionary power is vested in any person or authority, that discretionary power shall be deemed to imply a duty to be fair and candid. To be fair and candid. Is it fair? Is he being candid with Ghanaians? And yes, 88 no more discretionary power. But 296 no say, you more discretionary power. In the exercise of the discretionary power, no, you must be fair and candid. Are you being fair to Ghanaians? Sasabio, me reduce to common terms. We be for manisika 100 million. We so be 60 million to diakano. What you know, man, and no mudia channel. Are you being fair? Are you being candid with Ghanaians? And it's something that we should be careful about. In fact, the B says that the exercise of the discretionary power shall not be arbitrary. Now the arbitrariness and it shall not be capricious or biased. Are you being biased in favor of your NDC compatriots? No, Attorney General Nankasa, I say, we also soon fidie at the man. And as far as I'm concerned, Dr. Dominic Ayini, a former compatriot, a former colleague in Parliament, may have some respect for him, some regard for him. But I think on this occasion, I don't agree with him. I don't agree at all with him. It's a violent breach of Article 296.
Quickly, one waka say Kevin Taylor bench warrant one so because a bamraso was yamra pa na watimi free US abagana one watimi anante akwa court ama Supreme Court akwashe contempt case no any bench warrant one so one waka in the sense that Emra Ofi Abrochebe see Ghana as a son. The warrant was in operation. The court warrant was in operation. And he said, Ansa nanka court no krabe kwashi asemno. What it means is that Kawasan go see because of the fact that na asemno yani ko munintino. I was saying immediately mocheno. Omochini wie na ose bia warrant na ye dia tumi so no. Enye justified. And a cocoa P Supreme Court no so any from say or aban kukumu no ye nyai no. That's another matter. That's another matter. But where there one abesi court no ankasa a Supreme Court near part of an apex court no. And one nanti kim from the airport maybe or call ye abaho. Na court no say lower court no there no ye trim. Again, it's a dangerous precedent that they have set. The justification for question no and also another matter cry. Because I'm asking more can say that time judge now what Kevin Taylor so issue bench warrant one man a fair hearing and a contempt when one achi and this one man a fair hearing cry and a different case altogether.
If anything, SMBC Nansing, me a majority leader, Parliament Assembly maker, because in that regard, the Parliament ne pretty say a quasi judicial body. Emra a speaker, every bonk for bidding say a Parliament. In TM for Monco. If anything, your committee a share say obi ma quarter, obi ma parliament. You refer the conduct need to know the privileges committee. Some fair ayi minu kuma me ofase adwa safo adwa e share time meba o ma me no bekasa me no nkasa e ma mo tena ho no wo mo ebugu say adwa amadia I say wo mo ankasa committee ko disrespected committee no okay opportunity to the man so abuse so na tie dia ye tugina ye sigina ye sese what you say we say ultimately anya adwuma de but I'm just relating to conclusions that committee ni make ye fro na say wa bruche ntino ye ntimi ma ho mesebo so obi akwa ni bebia to kura wo shemu
yeah
nti I publish it in the judicial process no say publish it wonye one make who available near publish here maybe be a residence wo or Ghana hana woni ho betimi dia de no kra beteta ho so na yes ya save but we dey or Ghana hana woni be otie na de kwa abrochiri na ho no only face address bi na kasa ko hwe no untimi crime figure na so ko save bi abrochiri without involving Interpol and it became difficult and they won't publish it and they respond to it one respond that's a court no so I'm making a determination Supreme Court because I'm on a fair hearing I strange as far as I'm concerned a strange rationalization and Supreme Court no right. I'm happy one of them stood out say one omaka no enya adwin and I'm happy say a lot of learned people in the country are associated with the dissenting judge. So however, the Supreme Court is the Supreme Court. Majority decision in the whole do. For the time being,
right. The course in the case of Kevin Taylor, a President B. Wohose OSP declare Ken Ofuriata or the red alert tone so no. It means that time you be no ye bit me action wo memu ruling ya by a kwashe OSP red alert what they told Kevin Taylor a Ken Ofuriata and so on.
Well, me 107.3 the minim kwanya a special prosecutor FISA what the red alert ato Ofuriata to declare wanted. Sano kai in plain language. The Attorney General no functions no kakra ni apone diama OSP no. The Attorney General doesn't have that right. So be declare be wanted.
Attorney General need to me.
Attorney General need to me so be declare be wanted. Now a subsidiary of Attorney General now so would declare be wanted. Attorney General person declare be wanted. I just or invoke the authority of the courts. Did make us say OSPD no minimara say chire you confer chire eko hu quarter. That one I'm not aware of any such thing, but the Obeka initially in India he didn't involve the courts or one Obeka, and I disagree with him. Say embrano for the OSP no beka hu yitintimie oni sa akwan oni sa 2 minutes obey sade no. That is all that I can say for now about that.
Right. Well, I was saying, ASASPA 107.3. Yeah, transmitting live from Cantonment and addition what Takwa Etienka, a mining city FM 98.5. So, and Otienka, no honorable Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu, former MP for Swami, former majority leader, former minister for parliamentary affairs, a native of Bremain Afrancho, and the producers a native of the Bremain Afrancho. On the paina, you know, 18 come on. Now, Yamra Fiana, Yenny Fian come on, Yenny Fiasem, son betcha Tremino, Yana, ya, one cabia, and yet
was a Nelson was it Zufasem.
But you say, come for 1 year, Sucrono, Mono, Cronobois, or Timubi, dear to the beer, as ye can be, but send ye quadia, if we pa. Abai MPP, no matter saying so far.
Oh, kakra. Iguswa. Inya, in Google de ya oh. It is a uko akansi na ukuvio ni megua. Na ye timeba. Because anyuntufo bi na eto no nyom no wase se oka kutima na ema echiro kaka.
Leader Fachame, me pacho Takwa 89.5 Mining City Radio 89.5. Meda say nana mamintio.
Yes, enti se yakuhwie ni emegu. Enti yenkwa naju. Na ese enkwa nju a anusini bia so ekebihwe. So nti amaniema IBC basa kakra basa ne tie 1993 yeto abawie sanme na procedure bo hene ne die ni mu yeto abawie no yentimi anko osu abankesim.
Okay.
Nanso enumpo no na ye MPP for no ye ko so ko kan so ye di nkunim na President Ronald Samre ne se o chinchim yensa agi efiensem ena ma ye ko tworo ne friend stolen verdict what you say na numpo no a na ye yese ye di nkunim no 1993 no na manfo sha se edubu ahin ye se wanya ade ntini e blame no wo mu a ye koto aba 1996 ne ye di ma President Kofo ba ye a ono so de kobo so anye yie no hey Kofo ngo jama edubu ahin komprenu anka ejina senke yi anye yi ani de President Kofo call 1998 signed to me no man so nyina e ko ni emfa yen kosa 2000 ya me ene amanfo adwumaden ye o parliament amanfo so mo abontin so mu no ye mai 2001 to me ni ba yen ho nanado ene bidi president Kofo anan obesi nanan obedi na de ye ko yen anye yi no o mu say ilusu kakra bi by 10 results and so yan fa nanado ho anje no Akufo-Addo na wontimi mu ayen because president Kofo Krambo de anye yi no one for say ase ka kire mu 1996 e ka sa santini bi ntimi nye president na santefo no nhihye yi mu no ni say santini bi atumi bro tumfo de so nti na Kofo ntimi anwene na wontimi nwene ya me nhihye yi mu no 2000 ye sana make us Akufo-Addo nso de e baaye e koyeye 2012 even though and also you're very close at the Assam Krakow Supreme Court. As a washer and Brano Ankasa, letter commission no adi ma yeah. No senka at the Jimaye no. Yama MP4. And what she cried the CNN in China, Akufo-Addo, Untime Mampenida 2016. Yamia dumni to me by. Until 2024, Dr. Mamumbe Mianso Ebedi Nadia, and also Yakuhiegu. And no, any titru kra nse eno kreni no nkugu no ne modern nti se amanfo de yeye kakra ba party ne mu a normal
enye news na me de mesre ne se kasa no ayeka no ene ye hwe ne yi ye nunu ye ho ye benunu ye ho na mum kasa no na to bia na ano aye hyedodo so na ne nkugo yi ba ye nso no hwemu a ye nyina no ne ye no Ashanti region ne Professor Okwei dia o ye national any private foundation bi dia amaye ne nyina kire ye nse kasa efinipani bia num ba ye efa contestants no ho titru ne call Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so efri ye MPP fo no no e ka ho bi ne ma aba no ye lusu ye ndio ho se ensua ye nyesua hu bi omu na e sha se sa ne ma no san ya ba minu ya ye hwe ne mai but leader party MPP e womra ekuo bi ya na ye de mra e na chichiri kuo no
sa
enti so betene kuo num na mra no ontimi ni so a e ye twe e na wotwe ho menim sa political parties amanfo kura hia dodo na enti se atiasefo and by elections are a numbers any the winning elections but party emra no aye toothless ana intimi mbite payinfo intimi stamp authority because am ye nhwehwemu de ma MPP lose ye 2024 general elections make us abysmal performance na de na edimu ntintimam no kase ye ya no kasa in the party eno an kum yen ya na ton ye ho na ya yewu ya edanti na asen pagya leaders muntimi stamp authority wa party no.
First of all, me nkase ebia eno de makano ebia na ye urempemu asiedu ewomu so we say ni edi mutintimai. I'm not in a position to say that. They make me can say eno kan ho bi.
Okay.
Enema ye lusu ye. Na obi say na party no ebia ye duru no. Adenti na party no mpenimfo no omuntimi infa mo nan sifom. Ade bi o ha sha se kakra no phone wa amfa nsuo ngusu ntemu a obehwe no na abeye ayi e friend saying ade a untimi
anya hwehwe
madam fo bi na ebu ni be bi na asem se no si kan no de mintimi nka no ready so na metimi dia fanchen be bi aka no to achieve the same purpose madam fo no minu apeni ne friend kranche ono no ye obeye first MP for Asante Achem South na ne be no ye anabo ko fifrempon ede tena ko fifrempon former member for Kwabre ye de denti no no tabu sa be no na me de se de me kan me ntimi mu be no amu no me de fa ba bi no wo se mo na mamu asoso nsuwa eso amana ye asukasi aye ntimi hwe so ade no e sha ase na wansia no ntem a ekuro kakra bi no be na peni boss na be nkuda afi chese wuntimi miambu na waka se ekuro no wukum no so nti me se ne yake yen de ibetumi aka ho asem so na ye wo mpenimfo na me kan ye se wo mo adi party na nkasa sha omonsa ye kan your party chairman, your party general secretary, party, the elected officers. They are the implementers of the constitution of the party. Your council of elders. So your penning for Mabessin call like former President Kufuor, former President Kufuor. Maybe Embrace say there can be a colloquium involving Sankrof
or Fanny Brofo. They can be there.
What was Anglophone?
Well, they come from another team. Now I'm people for Ninja. You want to bring
Sankrophone Kabumo. Na ye mubi. Me say me need official position.
Okay.
In the party. But having served as minority leader, having served as majority leader for the longest period in the history of this party, no. So be anyi bibia no hunu ebi asane many do na etu ensafra wo so bitima kwakire wadwen wo ho. And we need the intervention of something fui na nia touch man yentimi nka ho tenten no because unfortunately for us almost say omukura party ni mu no omo enfiemu no omo nko ni mu sa even party ni mu no omo nko ni mu sa te tore bia wo ko papa ni mu na ko kansa ma papa no anye ni yekura asem no kana na ayodiama sana mi hu no nti yenhwe se nyame boa menti ye ne se president Kufuor no mu ni ha ebia mo ba the first thing that they may have to do is to involve something for including the council of elders. The council of elders for ewo na bia me niam ba ko mienu bia akoso no before them no I have not been happy even with the council of elders
and then of course so council of elders no manya do
mpacho and the party ni mo asema members be kana fidie so
okay
so it was it me see sansem no na bibia timi twaye mayen. There's a long way to go. Fortunately for us, they say you're more than 3.5 years ahead of us. And yes, and you may say no, and yet, but no, yes, see this time. I timi SCCA name move together as one big family. 2028 shouldn't be too difficult. I would say 2028 is a better opportunity for us than 2024 to win back power. And you know, and they say, bit me, I didn't know cray. Aye dwuma so bitimi no kra ye dwuma wo yiku no mu ne bibia wo se etimi siesie no na fe reconciliation ni na etimi yes anima no na yeyi ne enkruchire enema bia ewo ekwan mu no etimi yifiri ho
okay
na etimi face the common opponent together, which is why ne ekoso yi se ho se ompeso mo ye early conference
Remember how
is a baby ma yetime yi sa ne mena fi woni yetime move forward
right channels mama say ha ya sa sepa 107.3 atumpa djuma die ni honorable Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu na ye ne no edin komo mining city radio 89.5 for takwa channels mama bio say aka 1233 days na yes ya koto aba Ghana 1233 days otia obeka say wa enwa 4 years and cheriba and 2 MPP ni a enu ame bonwum bi ejaba ne de ne papa te ase oheneba ne de ne papa
teacher in Africa
eti ase and this a party no power now ni position kura no a eye chen say party no opposition wada ne jankaba ye kone ne awofo ko a untimi nkobi ya hweye leader quickly may share national delegate conference a course no the kind send a jumadi in the course what was saying
like I say in terms of its organization the it was one of the best organized in the history of MPP. Say Nyamia conferences I'm attended. The only part Anshasi was time when Modima is a Beshasi. Be 9:30, it's 9:30 near Shasi. The three no so even though they had put there 9:30. No, Mzenka 10 a bit much. I say it didn't start at 9:30. And shall say no do a paymu and no do. I shall say na do me no abo. Which was not the best. However, almost shall say the program nankasa de. I think it went well. And my year one. My bibia to me a course in na year no. Say program involved the chairman welcoming us Omaya Kwaba Nafi general secretary, and so the state of the party or the by treasurer Yakunte Buasem, and then Penifua and also Mukasa, immediate past president Nanado Danko Kufuado, President Kufuor, and the former vice president, and also the immediate past flag bearer. On would any Maya Edia Kokon. You know, Anko Yamaye. But party no ako da amanfo ase over various regions. This is the first time na I'm say dominion na be share baby back. Indeed, it was an occasion I'm say no obekan asem wie no giri say o say utimi isi from the fiscally o sanda o mase. And which them say hun sensam kakra ba me mum de na me hu ni sa.
Yeah, Kennedy or Hine Japan camp or mobile out openly. Kwesi kwati mobile out to the two just say the course on the National Delegates Conference, mo ye say mo de be project one candidate. A man for say you need a nomination and two candidate.
Who is the candidate? No, that's something you can make out also. Who is the candidate? You be a nomination, you be a nomination, and I'll be your candidate. A China and a Yamia Adma council echo in Shemu. And Shemu Nasino among a day schedule beba. Maybe I'm the shuttle beba. Sebia, a dassy ni be nomination. Maybe a home sikam, the betuja, a whole lot of things. The process is never started. And no cheap. You are not a candidate. You may be a potential candidate because not until say was submitting nominations. Now, ebia as is usually done. Be vetting committee, maybe you say me I say ya approve no. Utimi jine bi no. Until you cross that Rubicon, onye candidate, onye aspirant. What I say? And for now, there's no aspirant. And I make us say, Nipano. You see, first of all, not presidents in past presidents in only in terms of the executive day, only most high profile. I'm saying that Kasa the man Kasa, and yet only in his capacity as immediate past vice president. And his capacity more so as the immediate past flag bearer. And the man Kasai. Go back. Maybe immediate past presidents, you call annual delegates conference,
Omokasa.
So what was wrong with this? And we thank you to Nipanaba. Was it now let me say, sir, I didn't know. As far as I'm aware, it was not part of the program. It was instantaneous. Yes, it was not the program. No, there was no such thing.
Staged.
There was no such thing. No, I'm saying applause or kasanunya. No, yesterday I should acknowledge the applause and go for Ediamami, and we see or chacha or moda or masi. Better say. We say it was staged by the party hierarchy, not that I know of, and we say it was choreographed. Na was will be or no crab be no tie Obano, and will be catching so on sorry. We are traditional people. What you say? Sabi oko ijabasi na ebia anase eyiye bimpo ne bia wokɔ no wote wohwɛ wo phone so yes ohini bia eba o chia so phone so na hwe because ohini we na so no ohini na eba the person is not forcing you ɔsɛ bia fa ni die ma de ni die so na wo sɛ wo pa wo kasa wo sɔre no bia ntimi mechew what you say but in deference to traditional authority ntina bia obesɔre what you say mampani say a official functioner when he's coming obesɔre and your official functioner na se mampani banasa officer on sorry obi wet be force to say elu gina ho. However, ebia wo baby ni ye bon national anthem there in respect of the national emblem no of our heritage, you know. And they also sorry. And they one sorry obi kura hu because we mamofo. What I say? And that is what, and the president representing the symbol of the country and the first gentleman of state, and I said the first citizen of state, you know, on Oba, it is any gino, the manner. What I say? Membeni betu a year say years no betu, and we came when I was on sorry, and we'll be in your view. But say your official function there, and yeah, with me, sorry. And he, minia, a hono, near Mecca. Say na make say I think the program no there it was well executed na kasa e call no so buy from Kufuado, President Kufuor, and ono hambe omiano. They were all very inspiring. Say I think nobody now or many people who are you know opposed to his candidacy, you know, they're not even talking about Asamo Bekai. And also we know kujina ho church and it would be say the senior journalist be kura kujina say it was choreographed and Argentina friend saying mampeni wa kudu ye mano na wadi nkuguo potosa no oko. I was wondering because knows anybody MPP ni or party foforo, everybody knows we're sympathetic to NDC. John Mahama Kufuor twa 1 million no. We tried 1 million. Somebody it was unprecedented. Sa journalists were go baby as John Mahama. I put on thank you to John Mahama in 2017. Okay, thank you to. Okoda nenkro for say. Say nipa koda na work say beomia e de odim kugu put on this okoda say no. When John Mahama did on condemn
and to obi din twa won na say.
Omo de omo do wa moto aba ma.
Enso come na
so. Na me e Kristo ni. Say the Bible say papa mu boni mu ever say dem emenyame enti sa enipa wu a yenkwa so dem enkoye Thanksgiving service. What of that?
Right. Papa me basasi a me nyampon ye anyum me bo a na chese mapon but me bondom no na magina so na yedi nkomo bi ti enne June 24 July 24 2025 to 31st January 2026 at MPP as settle say on the presidential primaries saying as a party no it to sa kwan no 107.3 nja me bo nyum no ebe cheche pa I know because yen start your control no kra cheche bam
tina the party no say yen ko yade ntem no me no mo ya adwen no first nipa ni bisi o ni sanke yen no ntem enim ni ade
na say bi mo say omo ma ample time na omo nton omo ho no omo so ntimi nkonton omo ho enchire die nti ompeso mo lead party no but it seems say Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia wodi kian ton ho no ato constituencies ni nyina no ye na 31st January 2026 ani ye ma no it's like onu an ye pese ye de ne ko.
I don't agree. 107.3 party no your constitution. The constitution is the same. The constitution in Article 13 no can be or say the election of the presidential candidate shall be held not later than 24 months from the date of the national election. Right? Or say ye twaba ewie na se ye ni yedi enkugua. If it time ebe twaba ewie declare results no kopim in mienu ansa na beto abana. So what it means is that if I say ya to abana wi ya swear in a new president on man ko abemu ya swear in president from on January 7th. O party constitution say right from January 8th e could see next year December 6th with me at Twaba you presidential candidate. The framers of the constitution no and our minds are the so Kotwaba no say Kotwaba no June of this year in tier constitution so in tier so o constitution the mouse akwan no I mean ya ho saa asɛm a nipa ni bi ahyɛ aseɛ kan yɛate bi pɛn ɛne sɛn 1992 yɛto aba no wieɛ no a saa na adubu ahene di yɛ no mu yɛbaa 1993 no ɛna ɛyɛ sɛ yɛkɔto aba foforɔ nipa no bi kaa sɛ saa mmerɛ no party mpanimfoɔ no bi kaa sɛ na yɛn yɛato aba awie yɛn bibifoɔ yɛsɛ yɛde nkonim with adubu ahene ɛno nti na yɛakɔ so akɔtwerɛ a stolen verdict sɛ yɛdi nkonim na ronald da kyinkyim yɛnsa agye nti mpanimfoɔ no bi kaa sɛ saa asɛm a yɛka no yɛgye to mu sɛ yɛdi nkonim ampa deɛ a na de adubu ahene ɛwe ne ma yɛn deɛ a why change a winner nti na wɔn propose sɛ saa asɛm na yɛka yɛgye didi a yɛmfa adubu ahene nkɔ bio it's like sɛ wɔso awene nti more or less ɔyɛ president ɛne akyi ne nsa agyeɛ nti mefa sɛ president kofoɔ na ɔwɔ hɔ no mmerɛ mu no sɛ yɛnsa nkɔ sesa no yɛka sɛ ɔno ana nsa nkɔ ɛkofoɔ de wɔ hɔ no yɛama obi ankɔntɛ sɛ yɛ sɛ ɔno ana nsa nkɔ saa asɛm na mpanimfoɔ no bi kaa saa mmerɛ no ana ebinom nso kaa sɛ daabi to the extent sɛ yɛnni kasɛw no deɛ ultimately yɛlusu nti yɛnkɔto aba no ne yɛyɛ sɛ ɔne yɛbɛto no 1993 yɛanto saa asɛm a wɔka no ni saa asɛm koraa na nkurɔfoɔ no nipa no bi hyɛ aseɛ o yɛka sɛ yɛkɔto aba no sɛ sɛ yɛde bu ahen bɛnya unfair advantage over the others nti yɛmfa kɔ 1994 no yɛanto aba no saa arguments na nkurɔfoɔ san yɛ sɛ 2 years near too early na attended to the structures of the party a whole lot of things 1994 yɛanto na ɛkɔbaa sɛ yɛbɛto 95 no mpo yɛanto aba no the same like you, and I will say it. There was a gang up of one more money do by him contest in years. They be me and Premier going in them. And he got 1996 abano 1996 election no. We time I two primaries no, presidential primaries. You told in March Easter. Election year near Kotoye, which then produced President Kufuor, candidate Kufuor as a presidential candidate. We had barely 8 months.
How do you market the candidate? And you got to Abanua. You 61 MPs in Parliament. President Kufuor Nankasa didn't make it. In the Parliament 1997, no. July, na yebe muso. And it is so na President Kufuor go be sharing candidate Kufuor at the time. But time no time wa memu ama yanine nshia. And about the third meeting no, we started in October. And President Kufuor be sharing on Jake. On be sharing and Christ the King. MPs no be sharing. And President Kufuor di betu and candidate Kufuor di betu and him say, ya no. No. Ye ntimi anto aba no ntem. Nti manya time amoabo me ho yi. That's the reality. Nti obesrese parliamentary group no ne nya adwen. Na prime minister this time me koto ne ntem. Crash ya me boni din Crunchy Alex Kwaku Crunchy. Asante Achim South MP. No say me no answer ne be parliament one no ya Ashanti regional secretary. Na Crunchy bisa question say Mr. Kufuor, what can one more 1993 na must do he be unfair advantage in Tihono, my and Traban intem. Yan 293, yan 294, 95, 96 near Kotoye. The other than a day, was someone.
Oh, what Basse say? The President Kufuor years as no. It was Jake Obichebilamte who was the campaign manager of President Kufuor. Jake ne years as no. Na sasa na Jake kan no sɛ nyansa sɛm na Jake kan no ebubu obi apre ɔsɛ yanom mo yɛnka no korɛ sɛ yɛnyina yɛka ho na saa de ne sie but we must own up say it was a big mistake mfonso ne yɛyɛ nti yɛnsua biribi mfini mfonso yɛyɛ no na yɛ move forward because 2000 represents the best opportunity for us to win. The party agreed and once I say October, and when the party then agreed, now if also set a time, and the my call Sunyani Congress in October in August was it August or September 1998 the call Sunyani Kotuabano. What you say? Until Sani see indeed ever since I say no you talk about we are from the first day so your core position there from the first day until not later than 2 years emubia na yenkoto abano nti ne ye hunu painti ese hunu mprenu nti ne ma ye sade no nti minia it is not in breach of the constitution and I say there's been a precedent aba in any event asem we kura ba ye mpo no on say ye call councillor decision ne ba ye no and you know mo say on person be pray mo ba ko ne kofa so ade no yenye a conference intem ne yenye a primary intem
omo argue sa omo answer the proposal say yenye intem
ba ko ne proposal ye what the proposals miensa and a buy say yenye sa early congress. Now I think the second one was say a expansion so na fi so no omo a ombegina no on say party no constitution here say kenso no somra 5
yeah
kini pa ndo so enso no somra 5 and also say 5 no yentungu mbaba akure this proposals na buy me say nyina have been adopted oh dey I feel say ko jam be na waka say ade no na e mo we advantage mentiase. But having said that maka jo say constitution no e ma kwa me ye etoso mi no no esipen etoso mi ensa no e bi na sese na wo Kenya wo bonwum yi say ya hwe ya ade ne be from be true wan hwe ya ye kase ye twi sese ne yekoso yi wo kase wo di uyi se onyi ade no January wo dey call June next year, that is 1 year or so from now, or December 1.5 years from now. It gives a party na party
jija
it's what you say sadia na say council na could decide say yenya ade sa. And in the party's constitution, you know, it's only the national council and a set date, you know. Now after the date had been set, some people were even saying, conference na yenkutungu. I'm saying party in the constitution nipa bebre womu enfama being sisuyi. It's only the council and they take a decision. Ne annual delegates conference, even though the annual delegates conference is the highest decision making body, no. Nye and seminar na omo yedi to minima omo. It's like say omemu Supreme Court and the Apex Court.
Yeah.
But the constitution say ye tuaba elections related offenses. You say what they call High Court. High Court need D. Let's be say one thing one say appeal court neko. It ends at the appeal court and it doesn't travel to the Supreme Court. What you say? Sunday constitution as far as the date ne sa conference no ne primaries near concern no is the council that sets the date. But having said that, me just say near there anymore. Now me go can say be na
maybe so.
Obviously you define who the presidential candidate of MPP should be. I was surprised. So any pano you say friends are question TB or something and I say why akosi bibi no akosi nti akosi kwatin
spokesperson ma Kennedy wa heneja
yes
former PRO Minister of Education
was me define who the MPP's candidate should be. Me too sure say any pano MPP ni.
Why?
Because me define if anything who should be the party's candidate. Me code 2 Minia me code 2 MPP constitution is saying article 13 American article 13 clause 7 or say no member as a member of the party shall be entitled to nomination as a party's presidential candidate unless he or she is a known an active member of at least 5 years. Also anye bi kra no party no be modi mfie no.
Now say active.
Now say active 5 years. So call vice presidential candidate. Sa dem no ho. But was say vice there. Sa known an active member for 5 years no. Itimi tugu. Council timi bo etimi suspend this side now. So a man. But presidential candidate or say NDA council team it will be a presidential candidate at least also I say for a minimum of 5 years. The second one was say that person should be of good character. I don't know, sorry. And then the cancer say your constitution like on your chairman's abuse like
I said you buy ye.
I say we sue and no buy ye. I didn't hear because when you are so be a presidential candidate my here. You are a role model for the party. By your president, you are now by your president and so on. You are going to be a role model for the entire country. And then our party constitution says that person should be of good character. Article 13, 1, clause 1, subclause 7.
Okay.
And then the other one was that person should be of good standing. Good standing is saying, oh, we are part of the constitution anymore. Good standing means, say, Abia, what we are with dues. You see, levies be a constituency, a baby, pursue levy be what we are. Now, you uphold the good name of the party, and yes, you are in good standing. With party constitution, and me say, yeah, Sani, so kind national constitution there, national constitution is the name of the become. Was say at least also the inferior 9. Yeah, constitution and cancer has no. In the now amendment in Puno. Now me see the national constitution. Yeah, import to animation say before you become the presidential candidate, no, you ought to satisfy the national constitution provision. I will say also yeah, at least 40 years, no.
Yeah.
The other one was say you should otherwise qualify to be a member of parliament. And also any national constitution. In the amendment here, yeah. Me the shame was saying, no, Emeka. What you say? Minia, Sassibina Mekai. No, Meka. Constitution, and national constitution, the party constitution. Meka, am I the person defining who the party's presidential candidate? It is the party's constitution. The second part, one kind of party constitution now. Don't tell me, I may define it. It's the party's constitution. So, what kind of party constitution? Where your MPP need pa? And what kind of party constitution now? Will be repeated. I also want to say, and then you go about insulting the person. Me, I don't engage in those things. Sabi, penny for say, we be arena bodemini you near ma. For the janko enkodinechi. I don't engage in that dirty politics. No. State the issue. And penny for say, ye tiny assembly and tiny pa. What you say? As an American also, I can read Japan as an American. So what did I can read Japan?
Who call to Article 13, Clause 1, no, I say, as a nipa or person 2 franca, ma MPP, as a nisu, and then the buy ya, no one. Many, yeah, can't say means no. On say, Miss, I can be crutchful. You can be true, say, ye national constitution, no. The national constitution, no, say, your money is showing, sir. The very preamble of the constitution, no. Was would me establish a governance, and never means an Weber. And I make us say, I was saying, get this side and the judge, President Mahaman. Yeah.
Or say, I will say, we ensure the rule of law. You should deepen the liberties of Ghanaians. The rule of law. The second one was say, you should create equal opportunities for all the citizens of this country. The third one was say, you should manage the economy in such a manner, say, a bit me, I ensure prosperity for all Ghanaians. Three things.
Yeah.
Rule of law, equal opportunities, ensuring that citizens, the economy is managed in such a way, say, they will attain or they be afforded prosperity. Oh, until I know make us say, so Kasa man also there are criteria to be assessed in the background. The competence, the vision. And this is what they know about governance, not to say. On one competence, on one intelligence, the intelligence, the experience, the track record in governance. Also, American presidents. It's not for nothing. And over 95% of American presidents are either congressmen or governors. What do you say? Because what's here on Memu. I'm right, the boom mine on say, debate as well. I'm right by what we are kind of saying. That's how they measure warm or microphone. Did I make say, See, has the vision, the integrity of the person. If you're by muno or bar or man ye muno, be a ultimate chabi bin tarren say, Sebio 7 periods are corrupt and it bibisa. The intelligence, the vision, the competence of the person. They can't women. I make us so. Many or more woman. Everybody satisfy the qualification and eligibility criteria. I can't ask them that. What you say? Name beyond that, no. Oh, share a governance, no. Dear, Mimi say, candidate Beomia. Because you say, you know, the full complement of those of them who even becoming. But candidate Beomia, Mimi who say, or stand tall above all others. You remember 2008 President Kufuor free hono some nipa doing some by some person succeed President Kufuor no ya over penny kwampeni na ko jompeni kwampeni o kan sembi okay
there be kai kakra
kwampeni ne kan say MPP4 they shouldn't just look for a flag bearer. They should look for a presidential candidate. Ultimately, with my be president.
Okay.
Now, as for flag bearer, there, and you're an American, said you know any ferry. Company can say, as for flag bearer, any idiot can become a flag bearer. But MPP for Munche beyond the flag bearer. Now, Munche, the Pacono also quality. The news of the managers with me bunny ama yina any aje ama MPP who be ya kono say now I can say MPP should be the natural choice of Ghanaians because the ideology no and never satisfy Ghanaians and the ideology of today and yes socialism
okay
and you bet my partner is very attractive. Ebeye the party of choice. And na me make say the kwampi nim kan no. You reflect on asase. Minia. Asemi you.
Leader
ko che ya na ye jai
ye so pawo. Leader
me kura so ye ba ko pe.
Leader obeka say we a role model. E wo MPP mu. Those say unkita national position bia. And unkita national position awo ho kwan so obekire nipa ususu say party needed ba ebeboa. Because ye kan crofo masomo party num ache ye pa yentimi nyu ensinchen but man for so this issue of we ye role model no adenti a won twen na nipa bi a delegates ne be settle on no mon ko market nipa no na mum wo frontier obi say asumasi we na me hu ni say ese de ne ko
minia oka baby amakodru menye mampani my minority leader my majority leader but menye mampani. In 2008, the popular rumor was that the president at the time was supporting candidates in the back. True or false?
Did
anybody condemn the then president? Did anybody condemn the then president? So be uncondemned because nipa baby I know no na ebia onim nipa no no more prene chain mu bi no nti people thought to say okay ebia o my in directions ebia ha na beboa. Nobody insulted President Kufuor. What do you say? He was the de facto leader of the party as the president. Say obore ni chire party for no ntie no enrai amanfo bi e ka say Kufuor donso ebore ni chire party for. Nobody insulted Akufo-Addo because omunim say ono so no baby otie no ohunu nipa ebia ono ogiri se betimi aboa san me no ogiri se betimi aboa ndi bia obo ni kire enkrofo me amemete yi I was very close to Akufo-Addo me Akufo-Addo ne me yan kasa asem no se bia gbe na me support no ndi bia du ha momwa no he never did anya kokoam nya abonten what you say ebia no ka kire obi ne pa konso ko di hu nkomo kire obi ba me de wanye sa ntimi nka se Akufo-Addo yesa ba se Akufo-Addo yesa mpo na se nkrofo ankondemo no anidi na temu a na Kyei Mensah Bonsu de o ka se o nipa me hu o mi me so me no nyina na wo mra se begefui me de obiara to nsani ni so a me obiara muduro na me say we ne betumi aboa yen kese a me nua eno no enfonso ama yen ene sei enfonso a wo ho no ene sei 107.3 what you say enfonso a wo ho ne sei enti me feel say this may be the better thing for us today. But now me can't say me name the full complement of those of them who are coming. But the more I declare me say or not stand at all.
Okay. Because we assessment sankrofo now no my yedmo my imra.
And makofa beyond the qualification and eligibility criteria no. Me say yanko to look at the bigger issues. Who in terms of governance. So, the introduction or deepening of the rule of law, the creation of equal opportunities through policies and programs, and who can rev up the economy such that this nation would have prosperity for all citizens. Not what kind of constitution one can say today, or say of generations of today and for posterity. When beti bini shisha papa ba. Papa me boni de me kana se me bia metima kana. Ene ma ba ko mbienu bia. Ende NDC fo. 107.3. Omuka se omo ba ye city na stabilize. Ade na ma ya ma city na stabilize. If you trace it, it goes to say go for oil arrangement here or the buy. Go for oil arrangement now the buy. Ene ede ebo ba kum no ma be me nsa na anan a boost to the stock of gold reserves or Bank of Ghana. Akufuado or buy no beto ye na 7 metric tons of gold since independence. Go for oil no arrangement no adawroma Akufuado anado all free so no
31 metric tons
ye reserve e be see that. And it's what you know if you never back on the buy. So the chrono no, and I'm say more or less near a battle arrangement in Intino. Yesika international reserves no nanki yidi koto fuela and na edondele reserves no. All of a sudden, after COVID, I call about 5 billion from almost 10 billion. Tiba 5 billion within 2.5 years. Now some years so the call over 9 billion. And they say I can say. Our reserves are close to 10 billion. Thanks to go for oil. Go for oil, yeah. I feel yeah attractive. Saying you'll be able to see the gold and your turn world market price. The Bank of Ghana. And I'm for the first time. 2022, your gold output now 2.5 million ounces. 2024, I feel now 4.2 million ounces. I mean, I be the largest gold producer in Africa.
Okay.
Sadia bako yede mayin ama ene sika no ena ma yesika stabilize ni nyina ye sika na wo reserves na every now and then na Bank of Ghana ne aban no e de kakra gum ena hold yesidi no because na chiba no mo yedu the reserves no wasoro gold reserves no wasoro na international reserves no wasoro ntinanu ya na ye fene saying ye amount for complain no quickly na Bank of Ghana be can so you were enough reserve.
Yeah.
Where did they start? NDC for policies be no about reserve. So all these things attributable to Onipa Bako, the ingenuity I'll introduce you and I'm busy I hold you man. So I'm looking at the broad picture.
Okay.
And I'm saying to way more. I should be Nipa na me when it when you are. Obia qualify na. Nyame mpengu. I should be able say oh Dr. Babnyeni wa. Nobody should succeed him. Options
be brave.
Options be brave. Tibiana only
option number 1.
Option number 1. There may be option number 2. There may be option number 3. Can because say everybody satisfy the qualification and eligibility criteria. We must say be qualify chebi. What do you say? And the bad human ankasa yenso where they are. Chebi. But if was nipa mienu mpo ho if you dey ba ko ho if you ba ko.
Okay. But Joy FM so interview because some who can be say base no we a grassroots chain ubia na say ubi me person me nya exact
no.
And again who free swami as mrashibidwani no who just seat no ma MPP mrashibidwani but obi so e free ni seat so as MP no ujama NDC ni menim say sa pepe na waka no na and sa na then the warranties are
what I said was say anybody be so na me grassroots I'm say grassroots you be our connection with the grassroots now me I've been a continuous member for Swami for 7 terms. Sabi unim say only grassroots for better now. They will not maintain you. Minua ba ko me fa nipa mienu na mini parliament. Omo na almost serve for longest period. Katie Amond. Oni Ken. Almost serve 6 terms. Ken anu ya no so ngo biu. Katie Amond de okoe na. Ene ma nko yi. Oti ase Katie ekoya nka ze nko ne me ebe the same yi. Ko be ko na nko 7 terms. So uni ni patna. You can't go for 6 terms. What you say? Tell me, na me allude to. Na make us so me. And yes, you can't grassroots. Make us be a much more grassroots than even Kenya. On no call 6 on no free hono.
And now refer to Kennedy Japan.
Say, until grassroots no. Nobody has control, absolute control, and as a singular control over grassroots.
Okay.
Then you know any back on. And we am in Crawford. No. You see, at the time I was contesting. You may have people come behind you, but when you're on Crawford, you're party in Crawford.
Okay.
What you say? The moment you start talking about Crawford, me saying, you see, now the divide be a party such that say, me friend say, one winning. If I couldn't there, a be winning. Or when you me boy and say, you're quite bay more. Over here, and I say, oh, where you in Crawford, even the same party.
Yes,
it shouldn't happen that way.
Okay.
At this particular time, me, can ya make us a mefia woman name Dr. Bemiana or Wasrono. Dr. Bemiana Wasrono. We've been so for very good reason. If he's a baby, and yet Bemiana Wasro. Oh, Brian Wasro. What you say? For very good reason. Oh, Ken Wasro. For very good reason. Nia wunim wo nipa no ho no koka eton krofo asomua so what you say beto aba ma no
of course
they are ne hadwe say obi aka bibi say we be say we ebebo ya je we no omo no nya adwe no on debate on the issue wa wo kan no na ya temidi eno no e de be ko hene
okay
eno e de be ko hene ena wo yesa no ho so yesa no a na ewie a uniting the party no ye den no because you Kyei Mensah Bonsu nkodi natem mo muni di natem na sebi meso me wadofo na se wo so dia wo ye no bi nso ye bi kirewa e bia wo so nkodi di Kyei Mensah Bonsu atem nipa na wo support no so mo so mo pe mo so pe na sem no so esane gu ono so abeka sei e the party ni be ko hin
right leader me enko
me ka say mo mayen tan asem mayen tan nipa only nipa na nya adwen a debate the person on the issues are raising
enye nipa no
insult no enfa yango baby
leader tie we mami early days but na maybe some question on na ye ja
and the way and so no we assess nipa no mo we call central and western regions assess nipa no mo it say we came to Ashanti no mekano enne wo fidi so say me na me propose Dr. Mahmoud Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh
right and one na me pese but you say Ketrema Mpro also propose Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh early days Enyanko presidential primaries this time who will be fufro say Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia win and wa beko wa be gina 7.3
so wa no asema mbisa ye no wa say you hu no wo say early days this no bisa question ayede
leader
what's up bisa why you
are miana me teacher ni miana me set my council holidays
I want me jina I don't know ye ko no sisi ya me no nyina tie ye ka say me no tie ye ka say ye propose ye party no kra nka say we mu ye hopeful
okay
Omo yen in declaration of intent. What I say? A fictional part in the Kobe, no more the road map or bar. And you be who say, dear, we neko. Ye, we are. What I say? Na say, Nipano, a baby and Yakotro, almost a baby, no. Ni Benyano. Ena, I feel because a beer, we may my bedi actually. Send me wo, assembly, more a dream bichra. First of all, people should know, say, can I was it? I'm not sure, say, or anybody knows, maybe apart from being a new. But yes, sure, say, in politics, we've been in Canada Japan journey. I'm not sure. So, Binim Ken, a chairman.
In politics,
nobody knows Canada Japan than myself.
okay.
Meaning, what he can do, what he cannot do. If I say a trouble, maybe. Na winning. Because under the sun, everything is possible. Now, that's how he is. Now, we call party office ground. Or the leader. Now, my order, I was Miss Mayode.
Only in Yasembia.
I was Miss Mayode. I will show them no attack dogs. See, the changes are going. What can I mean to me in Jawana? But maybe it's not my style. And it can, yes, sir. Yes, what can baby say? You said you said in previous, I dream him. I'm saying, how? Ken, how can I say that about you? That's what we said in previous. Na me busy people me say Oma over 22 no. Me na mbo mako homa.
Debi.
Wo ye adwuma e na e ma de won ba wiase. Sebe wo hwe wo mo. Wo yire. Obi a adwini nti betimi ayesa adwuma no.
Debi.
Na me mbo because say wo go America ho. At the time I'm not going to America na yedin. You managed to go. You went there to work. Obi adwini nti betimi ayesa. About Parliament. And then you pride yourself sika wenya obi a adwin ni tim no wontimi yesa se be mpre duasa yen anim fere o nipa kronfo kra okokro no bo no succeed ya o de adwin na akoye se ade a mekoye dangerous me fa ha me metima ye what you say and they can mintimi nkasa so baby a nemum ne maka na asema me no kai ye say qualification eligibility I mean you certified. But me, I'm looking at the big picture.
Okay.
The big picture na me kase. A hot day. Because any person may see, so many years ahead of you. Me kasa. And they may parka and what they say. And what kase I was here, and I'm saying, okay. Work out the maybe to my dinner. Shed out the person they may and to come for me. Now you're there a bit here. So we have to overrate it. Also, leader, what they share them. So I'm there. Tell me, that's how the relationship is.
Okay.
You will be on one minute, no quarter radio. So, oh, mommy, need nothing. Me, I don't, blink.
Okay.
Over those things because me say, me na can't say me chire me. Yes or no? Because you say, so one will be inya asem. Ne base mo kasamo yen chichiri mu. Was in your beti can say or tonen sano.
Na samunye de.
Na dwene no asa.
Enti weye nsɛm a Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu de to edwa no wate ase na uti nsɛm a Kyei Mensah Bonsu kasa afa ho a na kyese nyame ni nokɔredie MPP for de ɔmo ntisa da o ye kase nkabum pa yenke humum ozo obi e ka de opɛ obi e ka de epɛ ei MPP party called MPP will never find peace for themselves because minim dia homo and I don't actually know what is wrong with them. Minim dia homo MPP for pa mumpe sebi peace emomo. Kyei Mensah Bonsu akasa bebre but as to say obetena say no obeka say oh no ni MPP obetena ba mu ayeye yanye ni ye endra mekofa the constituency e wa Ashanti region endra meka cham se na mini ha metu kwan kakra na endra mekofa Kyei Mensah Bonsu the constituency e wa Ashanti region ohwe hawa e hono masiaye eni hawa sebi akwan esitie eni runabout na constituency muka se interchange o so mo beye na e yare husem na me see enti say nipa we na obedi member of parliament was swami for I think 6 consecutive times. That is 26 years or so, 24 years or so. Say nipa we ya, is this the person na ODMP for swami 6 consecutive times? I ask myself, Oni Yura, I think so or parliament to create Yura, Oni Kennedy Japan, yes, Oni Papa Kennedy Japan, and Omo Bosso, Oni Papa Kennedy Japan, and Omo Yede, Omo Bosso. When it comes to say, yeah, Omo call parliament, Kania, Oni Kennedy Japan, 1999 for what I say, Professor Dubois in pencil, and Uncle Fo we could view parliament. By Miss say, Omo parliament no mood call Caneno. Yɛwura Kennedy Japan ɛde ne deɛ abiebie nnwuma ma nkurɔfoɔ ɔde ne deɛ aboaboa nkurɔfoɔ so abɔ nkurɔfoɔ scholarship de bi ɔmo bia ɔmo ano a Kennedy Japan de ɔboa nipa no wɔka na woboa nipa no wanka sɛbi nipa bɛyɛ dɛ hu sɛ waboa nipa because nipa nim asɛm ka ɛnti woboa nipa na wanka ɔkyena bi no wei ɛyɛ politics na moyo wei nyɛ sɛbi when asɔre na modon we politics until it's all body politics so it is about records, it is about what do you call it track records idea why and idea politics until body panwa nka na issue trima and then be meti say nkofo bi nse brain na champo abo party ni pempa no boa nka me say and the mo asemu brain na champo nye ni sika no the abo party na so we decide say onka ɛma nkofo hu sɛ ɔno nso ɛyɛ adwuma wɔ party no mu ɛma nkofo hu sɛ ɔno nso ɛtwa ɛyɛ nneɛma bi a party no ɛhia wɔ ɔmɔma nyuko no mu a na sɛ wo decide sɛ wɔnka ɛno deɛ ɛyɛ wa wo gyegyeregye but because of sɛ yɛde sɛbi yɛde numbers ɛna ɛkyekyere ɔman yɛde sɛbi numbers ɛna ɛkyekyere ɔman nti no ɛwɔ sɛ ɔboa nipa a woyɛ den woka also yɛ den ubu nipa also many hu also many pa etise asemasi yɛ den yɛ we that is why I say government is a continuation NDC yɛ we na so mo ko na se omugya no ha omoba MPP for so etimi akonya ba they have to continue no so dia dio mudin sana politics tie sana manyo semtie etu bu na ze wanka ejo 3 months wa asem omomuka o ya gbo bi yenka no omu na ya azanko make say dipani hia ade be 10,000 cedis na oba onche wakofa 2,000 mana obeda akokase waboa no 8,000 no okopet source sebi obeda ka cho say nipa no money 8,000 no only one money 2,000 difference the more although say waboa no but ultimate kwejina be nka say asuma sikure pesika kwese money 2,000 out of 10,000 but masa and that is why most of MPP pay for be ultimate ma bontin na kasa because omo are very selfish omo are very very greedy nipa ni hia sebi ohia bibi tena oba oncha no wa pe ba ko pa ma no o de money bia ubeda akoka se waboa no okoka kwa no so mbebisa wo se oboa no kwamben so a na se okan we ya eye fere eye ninguase de ma eye ninguase eye fere de ma wati na me sure na se etinyame ni no koridi MPP amanyuko ridie yeyi Kennedy Japan firi wo no ma minim nipa o sheda tena ne to so ka se party no beboa party no emma am party so party ma akonanim wati ase minim nipa omutimi ka se mebo party mba am party mma eden akonanim chen yura Kennedy Japan eti nsema Kyei Mensah Bonsu te wonu mai kan na no awoso omupa Ghana fo achew na Ghana fo edumomo na yesonto obamomo ebia esesen adwea anye se sansem ote ho kika ene niema okika no ene be ma Ghana fo hu omomo ene de mu party mu asem enti so pa obetimi aka umpenso obetimi jai ba no kwasem ni se mu bedi Ghana for so for 8 good years ye hu ade papa mo yeye In fact, you have been a wasted a political party from that 2017 to 2014. Sorry, to 2024. Nti yɛka say moyɛ the mote ase na moyɛ the needful. Abusuafoɔ kyerɛ w'adwene wɔ communication hanom ɛyɛ number one authentic platform. Eti nsɛm a Kyei Mensah Bonsu ɛde to edwa no ebi ɛno no wate ase. Nti yɛmfa credit no master Sepa radio ɔmo na mo boa ya inya sa ɛyɛ nsɛm mo bi ɛde bɛsom wɔ makro bibia Nyankopɔn hyira bye bye.